So if you've seen some of my recent videos, I've been talking about the DJI Mini SE as well as the Mini 2 recently, but this one finally came in. This is the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro, and I actually purchased this thing a few months ago, a couple months ago, and it finally came in. And the main reason why I bought it is because I think at this point in time, it's probably the closest competitor to the DJI Mini 2 because of the fact it does have a lot of the same features and actually a few more features than the Mini 2. But of course, those are all on paper. Those are all specs. I do want to take this out and test them out. But the biggest thing is they are both under that 250 gram mark, which DJI has really been marketing a lot since they released the DJI Mini, Mini 2, as well as the new Mini SE. And when the Mini 2 was released, I know a lot of people were hoping that they would get obstacle avoidance as well as tracking or active track on the Mini 2, but of course we did not get that. And that's the reason why I think this thing was pretty intriguing, because Hubsan is now saying that their new Zino Mini Pro is going to have a lot of those features, sensors for obstacle avoidance, as well as being able to track you. And if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Aldrin Anastasio. I do a lot of drone tech tips, tutorials, and product reviews right here on this channel. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing and also hitting that bell to be notified when I post new videos. So in this video, it's just gonna really be an unboxing and comparison as far as just how it matches up with the Mini 2. And they do have a bunch of different packages on their website. I did go with the 64 gig, has internal memory on it, and this one does come with 2 batteries, but they do have a bunch of different packages you could buy, different internal memory storages and how many batteries you want. There it is, really nice small compact bag. Actually, it's really small even compared to the DJI one. You have the drone packed nice and neat right up top. Has some stuff here in this top pouch that we'll get into. Actually, we'll open that up first, and got a couple sets of propellers here at the very top, and we will take the drone out just like that. There you go. Very similar size as the Mini 2, which is nice. Power brick, extra battery. Like I said, I got the one with 2 batteries, so there is one that already comes in it right there, and then this is the second one. At the bottom here, looks like a charging hub. In the very front of the bag, we have a bunch of cables, and I'll look through those in a second. At the very bottom here, there's another Velcro. And yep, looks like the remote control, and that's about it. So remote control is at the very bottom underneath the Velcro there. Sticks here are at the very bottom as well. And on the side of the remote, you have a micro USB, which more likely is going to be to hook up to your phone. You have the antennas here at top, and on the very top of the remote control, we do have the record button. We have a function right here. We have the photo button, so if you wanted to switch from photo to video, and then we also have a scroll wheel, more likely, of course, to adjust the gimbal if it's very similar or similar to how DJI's work. On the front, we do have a screen. Let me take the screen protector off. So we do have a screen for all of your telemetry here, and then the return to home button on the very left, power button in the middle, and then we have an F, N, and S button here on the very right. USB-A to micro USB, more than likely to charge up your batteries, and there is a micro USB here on the very back. I'm not sure why they didn't go with USB-C. Screwdriver, we have extra remote control sticks. We do have all of the cables for your remote control, so if you do have an iPhone or an Android, you're able to hook it up right here. And then of course we have the Zino Mini Pro user manual. All right, with everything unboxed, let's just kind of put this side by side with the DJI Mini 2 and talk a little bit about the specs of both, and talk a little bit about those differences that the Hubsan, as far as on paper, sounds like a very good deal. But of course, everything will be tested out, and that's kind of when we'll determine how well everything does work and how good the quality is, how good the tracking is, etc. Of course, I want to get this up in the air before I make my full judgment and review on this drone. And then on the bottom here, which is interesting, there's a plastic piece at the very bottom that covers the bottom up, which is interesting. So I think we just pull that off right here. little clips on the front, pop the back out. There's little guides here on the back, and there you go. It takes off the bottom. I think it's a protective cover for this bottom piece right here, which is something that the DJI Mini 2 does not have. So interesting that they have an extra piece on here. I believe you take it out. I don't think you keep it on there while you fly. I wouldn't think you would, at least. On the side here, we do have a little sticker. It says, warning, memory card cannot be inserted here. Please remove this sticker before flying. So interesting. I'm not going to fly yet, but it looks like there is a spot for a memory card there, but this little warning says do not put a memory card in there, which is also interesting. So side by side, they look pretty identical as far as the size of the drone goes. So I think we are just about the same. Maybe the Zino sticks out a little bit more because of these motors and propellers here stick out a little bit. I think they are a little bit wider, but overall, height-wise, the Zino is a little bit taller as well. And the main reason why, like I said, I bought this is because they are both 249 grams, and I talked about this before. Depending on where you live, you do not, or more likely don't have to register certain drones that are under 250 grams. So the Mini that came out a couple years ago, very popular because of that 249 gram weight limit. Now we have 249 grams on the Zino as well. So comparing that to the Hubsan, we do have sensors on the Hubsan right there on the very front. As you can see those, we'll put those side by side. And then on the bottom, we have the same sensors there. We actually have extra sensors on the Hubsan. And then on the back, like I mentioned, we do have obstacle avoidance sensors here on the back of the Zino. We do not have any on the Mini 2. Now, when it comes to battery, the Zino Mini is rating their drone to fly 40 minutes, which is very interesting. The DJI Mini 2 is rated for about 31 minutes. So I'm gonna be very surprised if we get that much time out of the Hubsan. More than likely, you're probably gonna get around 34, maybe 30 to 34 or so. Just same way on the Mini 2, it's rated for 31, but you normally get about 25. Speaking of batteries, they do come with hubs. This is the DJI hub, and like I mentioned, this is the Hubsan one, very similar to how we have the Autel brick style where you stack them. This one, the DJI one, you slot 3 batteries there. This one actually can hold 4 batteries, so nice hub here that can hold 4. This one holds 3. Now when it comes to cameras, they both shoot in 4K at 30 frames a second, and they also both have digital zoom. I'll make sure the specs as far as the zoom ranges go, I'll put those up on screen. So nice to see that they both have 4K at 30 frames a second. And because we do have those obstacle avoidance sensors on the Zino, this is also supposed to be able to do things like active track on this drone, which is something that a lot of people are hoping that the new Mini would come out with. The Mini 2 does not have it because there are no sensors on the front. So I do want to test to see how good that active track is, that follow me function, because you're able to do it with these sensors right here. Jumping over to the remote controls, size-wise, the Mini 2 remote, as you can see, it is a lot bigger than this one, but this one is kind of beefy, which is nice, and it does have a screen right there. The remote control opens up as far as the device goes here at the very bottom, and on the Mini 2 remote control, it sits here at the very top, so a little bit difference there. Now, as far as transmission goes, both of them are rated to go 10 kilometers in range as far as the distance between your remote control and your drone. As you guys know, I'm big on transmission, the reliability that OcuSync has. I do want to test out, see how good the Hubsan Zino is, because like I mentioned before, I think transmission is by far the most important thing you're gonna deal with when flying a drone. As far as wind resistance, they are both rated for level 5 wind resistance. They're both just kind of super light, and you know, these things get tossed around in the wind a lot. For high wind places, I probably wouldn't always try to trust it. I would normally jump up to heavier platforms like I've talked about before. With this one, I would jump up to the Air 2, Air 2S, MAVIC 2 Pro, and of course, Hubsan does have a few other drones as well. But you know, you more likely are going to want to fly them in really, really gusty situations just because of the fact that they're so light. But good to know that they are both rated for level 5 wind. And there it is, guys. Just wanted to do a quick video just to show you some of the differences with this new Hubsan Zino Mini Pro in comparison to the Mini 2. You pretty much know what you're getting when you fly a DJI product. So hopefully Hubsan will live up to all of those specs that they're putting out there. And the main reason why I wanted to pick this one up is because I want to test out the obstacle avoidance as well as that tracking or the active track, because it's going to be nice to have something this small be able to track you, and hopefully it's nice and quiet as well. So if you do want to travel light and have a little bit more options, we'll see how good the Hubsan is. I will do a full review on this one. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. And before I go, I do want to test out one thing, because I do have these limited edition cases of mine in camo, which is really cool. I didn't think it would come out this nice, but we do have limited edition camo bags, which were initially designed for the Mini, but luckily enough, because of the fact that the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro is the same size, let me show you this. It fits perfectly. This one is for initially the Mini, but it does fit the Zino Mini Pro right there. This is the case for that. We'll have a few sets of these, and then this is the remote control, which does fit this remote control here, which means of course it'll fit this one right there perfectly as well. There it is. Remote control as well as your drone case for the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. I also have this in gray and in black, so make sure you guys check out the website if you guys are interested in transporting your drone in a little compact case like this. As always, if you guys got some value from this video, a big like would be much appreciated. And like I mentioned, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when I post new videos. I will be taking this out so I can do a full review. I do want to see how the transmission and the video quality is, as well as how well it controls. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel if you guys want to see that review on the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. This is Anastasio with FlytPath.com. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.